sure does a lot of adjusting for the light. It's not nearly as bright out as it looks right now. Pretty neat. So I'm going to make it to my destination on time. I'm not sure if I told you last night, but I'm carrying bezels for truck lights. They, you know, the beauty ring around the light, the encasing of your headlights on a truck. And I'm not sure, he said big truck, so I'll let you know maybe in a short or something, or I'm not gonna, I think I mentioned it before, I won't be filming anything.
Speed warning.
When it comes to, 45, change 45 here. That's why I have that set. I have my Ram McNally navigator set to warn me if I'm going 2 mile an hour or more over the speed limit. It's because I pay attention as much as I want, and speed signs fly by, and sometimes they hide them in the bushes, whatever. Anyway, the point I was making was I won't be filming any of the places I go, period. Not gonna carry my phone in while it's on and give you the herky-jerky look. Now, listen, Brandon at Expediting America, the big guy from Apex.
Speed warning.
And there's a few others out there. Yes, Rand, I'll set my cruise here. There's a few others out there, and they do, and I'm not taking away from that. Everybody can run their own business how they want. The way I run my business is I never, ever take pictures of the shipper or the consignee or the receiver or any broker or show who they are or anything. I mean, that's their business. If they want to put it on YouTube, they can get a YouTube channel. They can take all the videos they want. They can put them up. But I just, and look, again, I got to stress this. I'm not saying that Brandon and the big man and all these others, and I'm not saying that they're disrespecting anybody. They're doing what they got to do. They're running their business. I'm running mine. And so that's it. You just won't see any of these places, just to avoid conflict. But I will tell you about them. I'm not sure if I mentioned the Frito-Lay plant down there in South Houston, but my goodness, I'd say conservatively a mile square, probably closer to a mile and a half. And apparently almost all of your Frito-Lay products come out of there. I hauled some hot barbecue seasoning from Chicago down to there, and I'll tell you what, it was rough at first. The dust from that stuff was burning my eyes and whatnot, but I made it. So I got lucky last night. Now I really thought I was in for, a rough night, to say the very least. Ooh, that's weird. What is it doing there? To say the very least, I thought I was going to be in for a rough night, the very least, because I thought I wouldn't be able to get any sleep, maybe an hour. And I got up yesterday at 5 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. It's now 6:35 in the morning the next day, Eastern Standard Time, 25 and a half hours later, and I was able to get 2 hours of sleep. The reason I got 2 hours of sleep and could deliver on time is because I was going from Eastern Standard Time to Central Time. And hey, take it when I can get it. Now, if I'd have been going the other way, it would have worked against me. I'd have went from having an extra hour to get there to none, to not having a bit of time. And I won't always be able to do it. I'm not going to lie to anybody, because you have to be realistic, and you have to know, Sun Tzu said, know yourself and know your enemy, and in 100 battles, you'll be victorious. Know yourself and don't know your enemy, you'll succumb 50% of the time. Don't know yourself and don't know your enemy, you will be defeated in every battle. And, yes, I read Sun Tzu. I mean, yes, I try to follow that. I don't always. None of us are perfect. But there'll be times where I just can't make it, because I strive to know myself. And so, hey, I may have to stop and get a couple 3 hours sleep and be a couple 3 hours late. But I take this job extremely seriously. The only way that will happen is if I don't stop, I'm going to go to sleep and the load's going to be in the ditch. Then the load shifted. I didn't do my job. Nobody gets the parts. I die. Lily dies. And everybody's sad. For, of course, reality, I'm sorry to inform you, but when I die, you're done. Poof, you vanished. You're only here because you're part of my simulation. So you don't want that. But that said, I got lucky. I'm coming to the west. Lost an hour. So I went ahead, laid down. I actually set my alarm for 3 hours because I thought to myself, well, you know, if I get there at 9, okay, no big deal. But I woke up out of guilt when I'd been asleep for about an hour and 55 minutes. I mean, woke up, boom, sprung up like it was the Trump of the, you know, the last Trump, if you know what I mean, God Almighty, coming to wake me up from the dead. And, you know, I felt a surge of energy. That surge of energy I feel, it's there to tap into for everyone. Everyone can tap into it. It's my civic pride. It's not pride in myself, and it's not the evil kind of pride. It's my civic pride. It's that thing that makes me want to do a good job, that makes me want to make sure that the men that are waiting there for these parts will get these parts so they can go to work. I think I mentioned it too. Hey, maybe some of them are praying that parts don't get there. But I can promise you the owner of the factory is not praying that. Because if I don't get there, nationwide in these factories, if the men show up, you got to pay them for 4 hours. They usually make you stand around for, I know because I worked in the factory years and years ago. They make you stand around for that 4 hours, but then they'll cut you loose, send you home, and you got paid to stand around. I never liked that. I'd rather work, and I wanted to get a whole day's pay. And it happened a couple times when I worked at a place called Renosol in Farwell, Michigan, back in, 1992. And I made car seats for Corvettes, believe it or not. The foam inserts, anyway. I sprayed the cast aluminum molds that the foam was injected into. I sprayed those with wax so they wouldn't get stuck. More specifically, I didn't make the seats. I did one small part on an assembly line for the production of said seats. So here I am in Tennessee. I'll be in Mississippi directly.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to take the US 45 East South ramp to US 45 East Business Milan.
Yes, good. And so I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna deliver. Probably upload a short of something, not the factory, as I said, the something, and say goodnight. But then I'm gonna lay down and get me a little bit of rest because
use the right lane to take the US 45 East South ramp, then keep right at the fork.
Because even ogres need to get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep after being up for 32 hours with a 2-hour nap. Hey, listen, it's sunrise. You can see it. It's beautiful. I don't think anybody checked in live here. That's all right. Y'all catch up with me
Keep
later.
right at the fork.
And we'll get a chance to talk some other time, and hopefully you'll tune into this later on today and get a kick out of seeing the sunrise over
Continue
Tennessee.
for 39 miles.
A little bit you can see of it through the clouds. All right, have a wonderful day. And be good to your friends. Be good to your family members. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, family member, or loved one has done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because my constant viewers, beloved friends, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones in your life will depart from you. Keep the dirty side down.